So I had something really weird happen to me the other day.
Okay.
You know,
You had a dream about killing Barbara. Me too.
No, it's about just segueing away from whatever
Okay.
Barbara says.
That's a great idea.
Good call.
I was watching the Olympic opening ceremony, right? And it lasts like
Did you see the
6 hours.
The oily guy?
I saw the oily guy,
It's hard not to.
Boner Town. That guy's cut.
Oh yeah.
I didn't watch
like
it. I have
an
no idea
Olympic
what you're talking
athlete.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think he was competing too?
So I'm kind of watching. I'm using my computer and I'm looking up every now and then. And at one point I look up and I see my neighbor.
What?
What?
Like in the audience?
Apparently she's in the Olympics and she's competing.
Wait, no, wait, what?
She's competing?
And I was like, oh, that's weird.
I thought you were gonna be like, oh, she was in the audience or something. What is she
Yeah.
competing
Take a
in?
trip down to
I
Brazil.
don't want to say.
Okay.
I can tell you. I just don't want to give too much of her personal information.
Did you go like
okay,
right next
sure.
door and like talk to? Like,
I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks. And
Oh,
I guess
she's
She's in the fucking Olympics, Gus.
I feel like you wouldn't see her at all if she was training for the Olympics in the last
Wow.
couple of years.
she travels a lot.
Okay.
And she's got a lot.
2 events apparently.
Apparently, she's been
Yeah.
qualifying for a
Is
few
it
years
a
already.
water sport? Could you give us like a clue? As
It
to
is
what
not.
Okay.
Interesting.
We'll whittle
That
this
does
down.
not
Is it
know.
curling?
I don't know.
Does it involve
Yes,
a
you
skier?
guessed it.
There you go.
I mean, a special curling session
Summer
during
curling?
the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
Yep. It's winter in Rio right
You
now.
gotta move the sand out of the way. Yeah.
God, that's weird, man.
Man, that fucking.
shuffleboard.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I get excited in college. I would get excited when I saw like my band friend like playing at the football game. We're like, oh, there's Corey! Oh my god, that's fucking nuts. Like, are y'all like particularly good friends, or is it more just like just random acquaintance?
Yeah, it's random. Like,
It's still weird, man.
yeah, acquaintance.
Is
But
she?
still.
This is gonna be a dumb question, but I assume she's on the U.S. team.
No, she is not. That was the other weird thing.
What
It's
a
like,
twist!
she's not even on the U.S. team.
What
Really?
the fuck?
Yeah, she's competing for another country. That fucking
Dude,
traitor.
that's why you don't want to tell us because it's not legit.
Yeah, then
I'm joking.
it's easier to find
I'm fucking
because it's
joking.
Alright.
a smaller
I guess
pool.
I don't even know if that's a rule in the Olympics. You have to live in the country that you're competing.
Then you just have to be a
for?
citizen, and she's got
Like dual
citizenship.
citizenship,
Okay.
All right, so if you had to be in the Olympics,
Oh, God.
like they were gonna force you to be in the Olympics,
And I was supposed to compete to try and win.
you have to give it your all.
Okay.
Essentially, you're going to compete
Miles,
in
do
some
your
Olympic.
best.
You're going to compete in some Olympic sport. It's highly, unless one of you guys is a fucking superhero in disguise, you're going to lose. So essentially, you're choosing
Whoa.
what sport are you going to fail at on national television? What would you choose?
I feel like I would pick something where there's a lot of people competing, like running or swimming, because you don't really notice the
he's-
person in last.
You
Oh,
know,
no,
you
you
notice the one
absolutely notice
who's
the
way
person
behind.
Are you kidding me? Any race, it's like, and they're off, except for one. Oh no, she's trying. She's
Yeah.
trying, just not.
Really
all right.
tired, out of breath.
If I was in a race, I would
Fitbit is going
I would just
crazy.
hope that at least one person falls down. I'd be like, then maybe
Besides you.
I might not be last.
Could you imagine if like it's like hurdles, right? And one of the competitors like breaks their leg, and then you're the person that stops and like carries them across. No one will know.
You're a
No one-
hero.
It's like you could have won, but
Yeah.
you sacrificed
Okay, but
your career.
With all those race type things, they follow the people in the lead. So once you trail behind, you're not even on the
Yeah,
camera
but there's still
anymore.
a stadium full of people staring at you.
I don't
Yeah,
care if they
no, and they're
those
gonna come back to you
people.
on ESPN the next day. They're gonna be like, "This fucking Canadian over here had no business being here."
I'll be like, sorry, like the Winter Olympics are my specialty.
I think I would try and go down a blaze of glory because like I know I'm not gonna win, so I'd probably do pole vaulting. I would try and be the first person to break a stick.
You know what would be awesome?
Yeah.
Is if you did if you chose decathlon. That way there's 10 fucking events. It's it's not just one thing. It's like, all right, now I gotta run.
I didn't-
What are even all the events in a decathlon?
I didn't realize in this hypothetical situation I also hated myself. Like, I didn't,
Well, I saw a shooting the other day.
Oh, I
feel
do
like
that.
That could be something
yeah.
that you could
Yeah.
get the hang of, maybe.
isn't that a
totally talking about
isn't
my
that a
ass.
winter one where you
Biathlon.
ski?
Ski and shoot, I
Yeah.
think is one
Wait,
of it.
what?
It's
Yeah.
a biathlon.
Skiing and shooting? Is that something like James Bond shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
They did a version on Top Gear where instead he took an SUV and then got in the back of the SUV and started taking shots.
What
Okay.
the fuck?
The decathlon. I'm
Yeah.
looking up the
Assuming 10.
men's decathlon, which apparently is just structured differently than the women's decathlon. It looks like it's all the same events,
Okay.
just reordered. That's
Yeah.
weird.
I'm sure committee spent a lot of time on that.
100-meter run. This is all day one. You do all of this in the same day.
All right, can you do that?
100-meter run. I mean, I could do it.
Yeah.
And how long, though?
I mean,
Well,
what's a good time is
a meter a
I don't
second.
fucking
9
know.
seconds or something. Like 9.6 seconds is like the world record,
100
right?
meter, yeah.
So I could do it in 20.
That's faster than gravity.
You're just floating.
Way to be Gavin today.
You're in the right spot. Long
Yeah.
jump.
Okay.
shot put.
I don't even remember what that one is. Is that the frisbee thing?
It's like you throw the cannonball.
Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah,
got it.
that's discus.
Discus.
High
Yeah,
jump
makes sense.
and 400 meter.
I would love to see Kerry do a high jump.
Yeah.
Get to 5
Dude, he used to
fucking
do
events in
fucking
one day.
parkour.
I actually,
Oh, that's
so I did
true.
track. I did taekwondo and I did track. I had problems doing the high jump in track because when my taekwondo classes, they started out as like self-defense for kids. I'm going to not do the boring version of this. So we would have tournaments for kids. So when we would do these tournaments, we would do high jump and it would be just like straight, just like jump over the belt. When you do high jump in track, you actually jump backwards
Oh,
over
fuck.
it. I couldn't get my body to do it.
Jesus
Like my body
Christ.
would just like not do it. So I did hurdles instead. I have to face my enemy.
Oh, you could choose between the two?
In middle school track, you can go to the fuck you want. You can just pick your ass like in the corner.
When I was in middle school, we actually did long jump and high jump, and like
Yeah.
they didn't mean anything, but these competitions that we used to do in gym class, I was always the winner of both high jump and long jump because I was a 5'9", 12-year-old,
Oh yeah,
and so I was just like fucking like Spider-Manning.
You just
it
jump.
over.
You just like take one big step. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't even jump.
Pretty much, because every other girl was like 5'2".
it's kind of like going over like a
5'3".
high fence where you just like you barely.
I also stepped over them at the same
Yeah.
time.
Peter Hayes says it's an easy question. He would do sailing,
Ooh,
which is interesting to do. Like
That's neat.
One that you're in a group and you can like.
Yeah.
You're just pretending to
Blend
like
away.
Yeah.
coil rope for like 20 minutes.
You're
You've
like,
got the
"Hee-ho!"
You're set. You've got the outfit.
I do. I
Yeah.
got those white pants.
And the salmon shirt.
A nice salmon shirt.
Every
yeah.
day you walk
I'll
in
do-
with that.
Everybody else will be in a uniform. I'll be there with like boat shoes, fucking sunglasses.
ascot.
Yeah, for sure. An ascot's like, who wants mimosas?
You
I'm
could be,
on
you
it.
could be the bartender for the
Yeah.
sailing.
Yeah.
trip.
There you
Day
go.
2.
What?
Oh, okay.
Wait, how many
I'm
events was in
sorry,
day one?
what?
Was that 6?
Five.
5.
Wait,
Okay.
They're 2 days long?
Day 2.
Do you have to like
110 meter hurdle, discus throw, pole vault, javelin throw, 1500 meter race.
100.
So I did all that stuff in track. I could not do that stuff anymore. No, fuck that.
That's fucking
What-
crazy.
Do you have to like camp in a tent overnight just to, like show how metal you
Yeah,
are?
is it like
You
the
have to catch
Amazing
your own
Race?
food.
yeah.
Is it the Amazing Race where like how far you've come the day before, like you get to leave at like 5:01 in the morning and you get to leave 5:02?
Minute.
Do you think you could recite the Canadian national anthem?
I don't even know if I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, is that is it?
Sure you can.
I'm trying to think if I even know the first
Canada.
word. Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Huh?
That's the national anthem?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then you take a shot of maple syrup.
My home and native land.
Our
Home and native land.
Through
Let's
beaver tails and
grab a toque and
Those hats with flaps.
Tim.
hats with flaps.
Yep. hmm
that's what
Canada, you are really cold.
Yep.
You have poutine. It's the Canadian dream. And
one
God,
takes
what the
you
fuck's
seriously.
America doing now? I'm pretty sure that's how it
Wow.
goes.
I can't wait
Hey.
to see the supercut of that.
Nailed it. Forgot to stand.
Did you tear up a little bit? Like
I
did
did.
you feel that?
My heart.
Yeah.
So speaking of knowing funny people, our editorial department in animation is filled with some of the funniest people that I have ever met.
Some of my funniest nights here have been us trying to like finish the episode before it comes out. So we're here like late the day before. And just like, because it's like, all right, this one shot's fucked up, get the shot in, and okay, 30-minute render. So then we just sit around and like fucking dick around.
Yeah.
They're oh my fucking god, they're so
So
funny.
it's Connor, Richard, Stan, Cole.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah, his name's not Richard Nixon.
It is absolutely Richard Nixon.
Day one, we started calling him Richard Nixon, though, and he was like, I guess I'm Richard Nixon now.
You should start calling him Millhouse.
So Ethan, who also helps out on Machinima, has these characters that he likes to come up with that are very oddly specific, and yet you feel like you've met them before.
Yeah.
The best one, I personally think, is the guy that says he doesn't want to be tickled, but like really wants to be tickled.
Yeah.
That's a very oddly specific
know,
character.
It's so
right, guys?
specific.
But I feel like we
seriously,
don't
though,
met someone like
but
that
like-
before.
But
But
like,
don't you have
really
a
though,
bit around it?
But
oh no, because essentially all you have to do is start laughing and go, yeah, but like, don't tickle me though. Like, that would be crazy. Like, Kerry, don't. Okay, I'm serious.
but there's another character that he always just heard the word but. So
What does that mean?
so you know
like, but.
So like, yeah, but what are you talking about, Kerry?
what? What do you mean? What am I talking about? I don't know.
You fucking no. I was trying to set you up for
Oh,
it.
so sorry.
It's the guy
I
that
was
goes, essentially, if anybody's having a conversation, it's a guy that thinks the word "but" is hilarious, like a 5-year-old. So he'll be like, "Carrie, did you just say 'but'?" Oh my god. like who's just like completely freaked out by it. Like I don't know. We have spent way too many
lot
late
of
nights with
hours.
them, and then the past 4 days we were on a writer's retreat to try and fucking catch up with movie scripts. And I think Stacy wants to kill us now.
I'm pretty sure she absolutely does.
Oh, we're at your house?
For some of it, yeah.
For half of it, we were in his apartment.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, Stacy! What? Whatever you do, don't tickle me. I hate you.
And she would say that, and then just the other person would go, wait a minute, did you just say butt?
Oh my God, I think she said butt. She's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, she's gone.
She's
She doesn't come
babysitting
back
you
yet.
guys.
I had a bike stolen from me when I was in first grade.
Oh no.
I lived in an apartment complex, and the apartments had like wooden fences and gates on the front, but it was like tall fences. Like I don't know, I was a kid, so I couldn't tell. Like maybe like 6 feet tall. Like you couldn't look over it.
It was actually like 4 feet tall. It was a tiny desk. Like
And I remember I would leave my bike there, like in that little courtyard area
Yeah.
that was protected by the gate and the fence. And one morning I walked out and my bike was gone. I was like, oh, I should have been locking it. Right? It's like that total, like, I'm an idiot. Like, there's the gate's closed, but
Yeah.
someone just has to open it.
You know, so they took your bike that day, but they gave you a life lesson.
They did. They gave me
Yeah.
a great life lessons. And then I didn't have a bike again for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they gave me a life lesson too, which is even if you lock a bike, fuck you. That's a lesson that I learned.
Why don't you just keep it in your apartment?
His
There's not
apartment's
enough
already
space.
cramped.
You wake
Yeah,
up and
it's
they
bulky.
stole your
You
apartment.
got 4
Yeah.
people living in your apartment. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah. And you have a
So-
lot of toys.
Now I'm looking to get a
Well,
house.
just have Stacy sleep on the balcony.
Yeah.
Put the bed.
But then they'll steal her. I'll have to lock her to the balcony.
Just lock her to the
do
bike.
you like
Yeah.
do you like Jabba the Hutt kind
Yeah.
of style?
Jesus
Chain-
Christ.
Someone had a really good idea. I don't know. Well, this is okay. Let me rephrase. This is not a good idea. Don't do this. But the first person, or like one of the first people that tweeted back at me, were like, just buy a new bike, but attach a battery to it,
A car battery.
a car battery, so that when they grab it, they shock themselves.
It's like Home
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude, just put a bunch of marbles all over your patio.
Yeah,
like
put, like,
hide a
black
tarantula in the
tires.
sea.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, totally. It'll totally make sense. Yeah.
You should get a security camera or something.
It makes me think of there's an episode of
giving
The
up.
Get a fake bike. Put it on your balcony again.
Yeah.
Hook up a security camera.
Yeah.
Bust them.
Yeah.
Catch that thief. Then put a bear
Yeah.
trap right next
And then
to
put an anvil above it, like on a
Ooh, yeah,
rope.
yeah,
it. On like
yeah.
just like a one rope that just like snaps.
Yeah, exactly.
There's an old episode of The Simpsons where like everyone in town is like looting and there's like rioting going on, and Homer sets up like this makeshift alarm on the front door, and you can't really tell what it is, but it's like there's a rope tied to the door handle and it goes up, and there's an alarm clock over like a fishbowl, and then like you see like the handle of the door jiggling, and then Marge is like, I think someone's trying to break in. Homer goes, just watch the fish. Watch the fish. And then like a hand reaches in through the mail slot and just steals the fish. So you set up all these crazy things. It's like, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's
It just made my day.
I love that episode.
So don't buy bikes. Because
What have
At
we
least
done
not
so
in
far?
Austin.
they
Don't
only
buy bikes.
bring.
Don't see Suicide Squad.
Just steal bikes.
There you go.
Don't compete in the Olympics.
Maybe I've got something
Unless your guess
backwards.
is
Maybe
neighbor.
people don't own bikes. They're just you just rent them
You just
with
steal
no
them.
contract.
Ooh,
and you
bikes
go give
belong
them
to
back.
the universe.
Exactly.
You should steal a bike back.
There you go.
You are owed 2 bikes by the
I
universe.
was walking-
If you steal 1 bike, you're still okay.
Yeah.
Karmically.
Yeah.
You're,
So
let's play tonight.
I didn't
I will.
play.
I'm ready.
I did not play Abzu this weekend. I played. So like I talked about this in the patch, but a couple weeks ago I had a chance to go out to Firaxis and I played Civilization 6.
Oh, nice.
And it made me nostalgic for Civilization.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Stellaris
I
recently.
knew I saw you tweet a bunch of Civ stuff. Yeah.
So then yesterday I played Civilization 5 for about 8 hours straight.
Were you wearing pants?
I was wearing shorts.
Okay. Okay.
So in the past, I've told stories before about how I used to sit on the ground in game and it would give me hemorrhoids.
I think of that story sometimes and I get afraid.
I got this
Do you
time.
find yourself sitting on the ground, then you get up because
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
that
no, like
story?
I'll be sitting in like a review or something. I'll just sit on the floor and I'm sitting there for like an hour and I go, I'm gonna stand.
Yeah. So after the last time, most recently when I got a hemorrhoid, I bought a desk and I bought a chair.
Yeah.
But I bought like a chair with like a hard wooden seat, so it's not very comfortable.
Why
Yeah.
do you like the punishment?
I didn't realize that apparently I sat in 8 hours and didn't move. So when it was finally done, I stood up and my ass fucking hurt. It hurt, like not a hemorrhoid hurt, just like my bony ass, like my bones, just like my fucking going through my legs.
just, like, bruised your ass bone.
bruising my hips, or my ass
Well, your
fat.
tailbone probably.
I don't know.
Entire,
And so like even
pelvic-
this morning it still hurt. I was like limping around like,
Why,
ow.
why don't
Wait,
you
when
have like
was
a
this?
cushion or
This was
something?
last night.
Why did you buy that chair?
I'm stupid, okay? I'm an idiot.
Apparently.
I
I
still
think I
like.
bought it and I thought, I'll buy a cushion to put on it. And then I just never bought the cushion.
Did you ever tell the story about your chair at 636 when we first moved in?
I forgot about that. No.
When we moved into 636, like before we got the building, like I think like homeless people had been squatting in or something. Like I just heard horror stories. I never saw it, but whenever the construction company left, they left like the foreman's chair, and it happened to be in your office, and you just went, "This is mine now," and you just like sat in that chair for like a good year,
Kept that
probably.
chair, yeah, that chair was awesome.
It was great. No, homeless people didn't sit in it, just the foreman,
Yeah.
and he's the boss, so you know it's
It
good.
wasn't that white chair, was it?
No, that's the chair
still
that
got
replaced it. It was like this ugly faded
Oh, was
brown
it like
leather
a brown? Yeah.
chair.
I think I saw pictures of
Did it
you
have
in
like
that chair.
rivets on
it
it or
had
something?
rivets
Yeah.
all the way around. Yeah, it did.
That's fucking.
Yeah, it was like the
awesome.
found chair. Like, oh, we just moved in and the chair's there.
Bonus
I'll
chair.
use
This is
that.
mine. Yeah.
There you go.
Free chair. That's cool.
Yeah, man.
I remember at 636, I definitely stole one of Animation's chairs.
Oh, we know.
Everyone does that.
You,
It's
uh,
okay.
That's why we.
That's why we started fucking
This is-
labeling everything
Yeah,
animation.
We don't just label it; we write in Sharpie now.
This
I
is
remember
before.
there was a day where we were all building new chairs for animators. Bernie walked by. I saw him come back out of his office with a chair, leave his chair, and take one of the chairs that we had just fucking made.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
we're just the geeks that get picked on here.
to be fair, they got a shipment of chairs in.
Yes.
And they were all built, but they were sitting in the lobby. And I had
remember
been
that,
in
yeah.
this like really crappy chair for like 3 years at that point, and I was like, "Hey Gus, is it cool if I take one of these chairs?" And you went, "I don't care." And true,
They're not
Gus
my
does.
chairs.
Like any good boss does.
Yeah, and so I
He's
took
like,
that chair and I
fucking
switched
whatever.
it for mine, and then someone got my great chair.
It's fine. We give those to interns.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
We specifically have a
100%
chair
true.
that we always give to interns.
I'm
Mine is
still,
the one with the,
I'm
like-
still sitting in that same white chair that replaced the
Are
original
you?
636 chair.
Yeah, you are.
I need to throw it away.
It's like flat now.
No,
It's
give it to one of our
terrible.
interns.
There you
terrible.
go. Yeah. We had one chair that Joel Man, funny enough. When he started, we gave him that chair because it's just like the only chair we had left. We were like, hey, it's the new guy chair. He sat in it for like a year, and then when he became a lead, he was like, I want a new chair. He was like, give someone else this
To be fair,
chair.
he doesn't also
deserves
sit in
that.
chairs like normal people. He
does
sits
not.
like this.
Can't you do it? He sits like that for about 6 hours a day.
more like this.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is actually.
Nice. I hope this is the podcast thumbnail.
It should be. And then you put Barbara's face on his ass. Going,
And then you
"Huh?"
put Kerry inside me.
Yeah.
There's that's for that.
Well, I'm already in there. You just can't see me. I slipped on in.
The Kerry style.
Yeah.
Kerry style.
I don't know if I want that to be my style.
You just slip on in.
I just slipped
Oh,
on
dude,
in.
are we gonna learn that K-pop dance?
Make a set-top box, and it could really restructure the way that you find stuff, right? Like nobody searches. Like you want to watch Bridesmaids, right? On your set-top box, you never hit the
Why'd
search
you look
button.
at me when you said that?
I figure it's a movie you like.
Because you're a woman.
And so like it's
still there.
it's incented to the way it works right now. Like you search for Bridesmaids, and it's incented to push you towards their pay-per-view.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, you may have access to it like on a service like Netflix, but your set-top box is so dumb it doesn't know.
Right.
In the future, if a set-top box is deregulated, you could integrate it with all your different services, and you're like, I want to watch Bridesmaids, and
Gus, I'd love to watch Bridesmaids with you.
and it links up with all your
I
cash
actually
flows.
really like
Oh,
that
you
movie.
could pay for it on these services, or you already have access to it for free
Right.
here.
It'll just let you know here are all of your options.
Right. It's not weighed.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
weighed in a weird
Watch-
way to try to
watch
give
it-
them more money.
Yeah, watch it on Netflix or wait until 8 p.m.